Warning, the following podcast does have an explicit tag, and we would hate to disappoint it. You're listening to Not Another Atheist Podcast, the Ramble Without a Cause podcast that breaks down issues in the secular humanist community and tries to make sure that the explicit tag goes home satisfied and smoking a well-earned cigarette. I'm the polite Canadian Keith, and joining me as always is the New York born and bound bundle of attitude, Jen. Jen, thanks as always for...
I'm really tired. I'm so tired. Hi, I'm sorry. I'm so tired. So tired. Right after we finish recording this, I'm gonna walk in my bedroom and take my pants off. I'm gonna climb in that giant ass fucking bed. I want to sleep.
You know, I think the people at home are listening to this are going to start to wonder if I, keep you up until like 1, 2, 3 in the morning, because every episode you're always tired.
I have a 6-year-old, and I don't go to bed till super late, and then I get up early. And the time, I'm so sorry. And the time change is fucking with me big time. It always does. It always fucks me up.
Fun.
It's been a rough week for me. Jen's had a bit of a rough week. But I'll get to catch up after my surgery. Catch up on some sleep because everybody will be here taking care of me and all I have to do is sleep. It's wonderful.
Yeah, except for the fact that you're recovering from surgery.
Yeah, now watch. I'll be like, I'm absolutely wide awake now and there's not enough things on TV.
Oh my god. You're going to rewatch every episode of Game of Thrones again, aren't you?
Actually, my new obsession is This Is Us. I love that show.
I don't know what that is, and...
It's a little drama show that I love. And I was raving, like, the show makes me cry every week. Mm-hmm. And the boyfriend saw the commercial and he was like, I'm so not watching the show because I know what every show like this is like and I'm just not feeding into this. He's like, so I'm just gonna leave you in the bed to catch up on it, and if you're crying and I ask you what's wrong and you say it's because of the show, I'm just gonna like walk out and like count Hot Wheels cars or something.
Okay, that actually sounds infinitely better. At least you're not into like all the Korean dramas and shit.
Oh no, that's like way too overdramatic for me. But yeah, I'm going in for surgery, so we might be delayed on an episode.
Might. Before we...
Oh, we have an announcement. We are now officially on YouTube. If you search Not Another Atheist Podcast, our episodes are now there too. So, yeah.
Which, if they're hearing this, they've probably already seen the post from Monday.
Probably.
Okay, so we've got a couple of thunderful stories tonight.
Thunderful.
Yeah, it's the Thunderdome, that's for damn sure.
That's the title of this episode. It's the Thunderdome.
Welcome to Thunderdome, bitch. Great, we're staying cook when you need him.
I have a question. Do you ever have conversations with me and like you'll have like memes in your head about shit that we've said? Have you ever done that?
I always have memes in my head.
Okay, so I'm not the only one.
No.
Because, like, my entire conversation is just, with my text conversations with you, is just text from memes.
I don't even actually have conversations with some of my friends anymore. We just send each other memes back and forth.
Why are you not doing this?
I don't know, because the only thing you talk to me about these days is your boyfriend.
So send me memes about it.
Fuck's sakes. Fine, I'm going to start going onto memegenerator.com, and, shameless plug, and I am going to just spam you with memes now.
Oh my god, please, I love that. I love that shit. I fucking love them spam.
God, because I don't waste enough of my data.
Because we're on WhatsApp, so everything you send me automatically saves, so I don't even have to click to save the memes. It's amazing. It's amazing. I'm so going to send you memes when we're done tonight.
Great.
Can do it.
So apparently there's a theme in the news cycle, or maybe it's just the stories that I'm finding. I don't know. I want to say it's kind of an ongoing thing in society. Maybe everybody's becoming woke to it. I'm hoping that's the...
Woke. Stay woke.
I'm hoping that's the case because this is a news story that I found while I was at work, and really I hope this isn't haunting me. All right. So, from the great land of Canada, a correctional officer says superiors tried to buy her silence after a week of hazing. I'm hoping Jen read this story.
I read all of them while I was arguing with Amazon.
Yay! Uh-oh, Amazon. Okay, so...
Fuck Amazon. They used to be so good at customer service, and now I've had 2 reps lie to me.
Wah, wah.
Fucking assholes.
I've never really had to deal with Amazon, so...
Fuck them right now.
Good to know, good to know. Okay, so, a British Columbia correctional officer says her superiors tried to buy her silence by offering her a plum job, I don't know what that means, in exchange for signing what she described as a gag order, which would prevent her from discussing the settlement details after a controversial training camp. So the training camp, it's a 3-week program in Chilliwack, British Columbia. This took place in the fall of last year, so roughly a year ago. It was designed to train 26 Correctional Service of Canada, CSC, officers as emergency response team members. These are people who are highly trained for combat. They employ weapons and tactics in, the danger zone. Nubia Venegas, I butchered your name, I apologize.
Okay, wait, I need to cut in here. I googled Plum Drop Canadian.
Uh-huh.
Second link gave me an authentic Trinity Vibes Plum Drop Starter Anal Plug and Cream gift set.
Would you stop reading my diary?
I know.
So she works at the Fraser Valley Institute for Women in Abbotsford, British Columbia, BC. She says she was made to feel unwelcome in the male-dominated class. She was eventually forced to withdraw because the managers told her that they couldn't guarantee her safety, which should be a fucking red flag to anybody in a position of power.
Yeah. When the people are saying you should probably fucking resign because we can't guarantee your safety, maybe your fucking problem is how you handle safety protocols.
I mean, normally we would look at a person and be like, if they're telling you your safety is on the line at this job, normally we're like, yeah, you should move on. But
and you know what the fucking ironic part is?
I like irony.
Your safety is on the line training in the police department who's supposed to keep you safe. Just think about it.
That is great irony.
Let's think about it. Gather around and put your thinking caps on, kids.
So she described it as humiliating. She says the course instructors were continually claiming her gender made her useless, and they often referred to her as the quote weakest link, end quote. So she described a bunch of the events that were disturbing to her, such as being forced to drink alcohol during a team building event. I understand peer pressure and all that, but if you don't want to drink during a team building event, I'm sorry, that doesn't make you the weakest link. And if people want to give you shit over it,
no,
fuck them.
Right. I mean, fuck them.
But it gets worse, unfortunately, because people are fucking terrible.
Because people are shit.
You know what we should almost
this week in people are absolute fucking shit.
I sense a new I sense a rebrand of this show.
I sense a segment. I think we have just birthed a new segment.
I don't know. We'll find out. We'll talk about it at our next team meeting. And go. All right. She also...
I'll bring the scotch.
Okay, sign me up twice. She reported finding her bras and panties strewn about her dorm room and being woken in the middle of the night and made to stand in front of her male colleagues, wearing only a thin tank top and small shorts. She would try to cover herself, but they would make her stand at attention. But apparently, she claims that the men on the course had all been told ahead that they were going to have to be woken up early for a drill, so they went to sleep wearing their proper workout gear, and she was not. But what's a little more disturbing about this is she describes it as them giving her her biggest fear. So there's a simulation of an inmate attack, and during this exercise, the participants enter a pitch dark room, one at a time. They lie on their back and they have to fight off a male colleague who straddled them while instructors stood by, occasionally flicking their flashlights on and off just to watch to see what's going on. When the men had to do the exercise, she's reporting, the instructors would yell, "Don't give up, you've got this!" And she says that, but with her, they would yell, "Do you want to get fucking raped? Is that what you want? You're gonna get fucking raped." Yeah, I mean, that's really a main concern at a fucking women's prison, but alright, totally. So this is this is fucking awful. Like, this kind of reminds me of a meme that I saw a while ago, long time ago, about how, women bitching about, and this is the language that the meme used, is women bitching about, not getting into these higher end jobs, big league white collar jobs, but you don't see them complaining about getting into these low level entry jobs like, garbage disposal or whatever. And at the time I was like, no, that's stupid. What the fuck is wrong with you? And it's occurring to me as I grow that the reason why people have this perception per se is because women go into positions such as this corrections position and then they're treated like this. They are sexualized.
Well, it's also the fact that people who tend to take lower paying jobs really need that job and are usually living paycheck to paycheck, and they can't afford to speak up, or they may lose their job and they may lose everything at that point.
Absolutely another great factor. Yeah, so that's kind of my response to that meme. Speaking of ideas for segments later on, ripping memes apart, but anyways.
We should totally do an episode on that.
On meme?
Just deciphering those well-known...
Oh my god, I've actually found some great ones. I found one today. My phone's on the other side of the room, never mind. It's a teaser for next time. So after 6 days of this course, now that we're back on track, one of her managers from the Fraser Valley Institute for Women recommended that Venegas... withdraw from the...
You okay over there?
No, I'm having a brain issue, apparently.
Thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because she couldn't guarantee the officer's safety. So, the course was suspended after there was an investigation. It led to the temporary suspension of...
Wait, she can't guarantee the safety of an officer against other officers who are supposed to protect and serve. Again, kids. That's putting caps on.
Now that is irony!
So there was an internal investigation by the corrections thing that I've already forgot what that acronym stands for. While they devised an action plan, it also resulted in a report.
They have to devise an action plan to tell male officer recruits to stop fucking with women. Like, let's think about those.
Yeah. I'm kind of at a loss for words on that one because it's just one of those things that... I think this is one of those things that a thinking person looks at, and maybe I'm talking myself up by referring to myself as a thinking person.
Are you fucking kidding me?
But this is literally too stupid for words.
Like, what?
These are people who are supposed to be in a position where they are protecting other human beings, but they can't even protect one of their own because, oh my god, she's got a vagina. Like,
and
what?
they can't, they're supposed to be controlled and composed under pressure, yet they can't be controlled and composed in front of boobs.
But boys will be boys! That whole bullshit logic where apparently you throw a woman into a room full of men and they're gonna lose their shit because, oh my god, there's estrogen
and
now.
They've resorted back to this primordial soup way of thinking with no self-control.
Yeah. I mean, maybe this is just me.
Which, I mean, do people really think about that? Like, we get on victim blaming, and, it's like, you shouldn't have worn that, you shouldn't have acted like that, you shouldn't have been drinking like that, you know how guys are, boys will be boys. But isn't it fucking insulting that you're basically telling half the human population that they have no kind of advanced level thinking when it comes to controlling sexual urges?
Can we make this toxic masculinity thing like an episode? Because I would very much like to make this an episode.
Let's do that. I really would like to make that an episode. But it's like, you're basically telling half of the human population that we're the most advanced fucking life forms on the planet, but only apparently half of us are.
Kind of reminds me of a Rick and Morty episode with Gazorpa Zorp.
Like, do people not realize how fucking insulting that is? That you're telling half the human population that there's no way that they are intelligent enough to resist the urge to procreate.
No, just resist the urge to be a decent fucking human being. Yeah,
right.
I find it incredibly insulting, and the program that I went to university for, I have a degree in psychology. In that program, it is a very, very women-dominated program. That's fine. It was not uncommon for me to literally be one of 2, 3, or the only guy in one of these classes. But here's the thing, though, is that nobody gave a shit. Nobody treated me differently. Nobody treated anybody else differently. It was just oh, okay. Yeah, we joked about it because it's kind of funny. I joked about it a lot because I'm like, I feel outnumbered. Ha ha ha. I think I'm hilarious. Shut up. But at no point did the women see fit to look at me as an object for anything.
Right.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I kind of wish they would, but that's its own whole other thing.
Oh, stop.
No, at no point was...
Just knock it off.
What? Right back on track here. I think I was making a point. Oh, right. At no point was my gender held against me. At no point was I ever in a situation where I felt like my safety was in jeopardy because of this skin thing between my legs.
Right.
Why is this such a fucking difficult concept to grasp for, I don't know, society at large? Men are not sexual predators, and this one's for the not all men crew. You're right. Not all men are rapists. Not all men look at a woman and go, "Oh my god, babies!" Not all men.
Oh my god, I can't control myself.
Not all men behave that way. But because we don't confront the men that do, and we don't confront this notion of groupthink that when one guy starts acting stupid because, oh my god, there's a girl.
There's the girl.
That we all somehow have to, step in line and follow suit and behave with such, I don't know, stupidity, ignorance, immaturity. Take your fucking pick.
Right.
Like, that just perpetuates and really exacerbates and gives more fuel to the fire of the women who are sitting there saying, men suck. Which these guys are going, well, not all men, not all men. Well, then fucking start calling out the ones that do behave like that. How's it, buddy? Like,
right.
If you want to stop saying this language that your little hurdy feels think she's talking about you, stop. Take a step back.
Stop. Exactly.
Take a look at how you approach women. If you look at them and go, a human being. Hello, how are you? Fine.
Okay, yeah, you're a good person. Maybe. You're starting off on the right foot. I'll give you that.
There's a chance you might be headed in the right direction, alright? Don't get ahead of yourself. We may have a long way to go. Trust me, I have a long way to go. It's fine.
Right.
It's one of those things that happens. But don't sit there and try to completely invalidate the point that this is a very toxic segment of our culture that says it is okay for women to feel unsafe around a group of men.
Because boys will be boys.
And
boys just cannot resist their primal urges, and they turn off their advanced thinking brain if boobs are in the room.
Exactly. It's, guys, we can think. You want to sit there and, think, there's a lot of this whole misogynistic viewpoint that, because socially speaking, women are brought up to be more attuned with their emotions, and we tell guys that they can't have emotions, they have to be logical and practical thinkers.
Right.
Because society tells us that in those two camps, sorry, stretching here. And then forgetting what the fuck I was saying. God damn it, I hate ADD. It's a terrible thing. Right, so men like to, make fun of women for being illogical because socially we're brought up that way. Haha, I got myself back, yay. Men like to make fun of women and go, oh my god, they're emotional. And they make a lot of disparaging remarks about how
PMS, are you on your period?
Oh my god, I almost smacked my brother for making a joke about that. I was like, dude, not necessary.
Like, well, if I rip my pad out and smack you across the face with it, would that answer your fucking question?
Can we make that a thing?
Start a trend? I think we could do that.
Great. Awesome.
I mean, granted, I won't be able to, but I'm probably could get other people to
just put like a pad in there and put red food coloring in it. It's fine.
could do that.
So, what basically we're seeing is a double standard, is that men have to be logical and practical and blah, 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 and emotionless.
All right.
But the second there's a group of guys and one woman tries to join in, they're allowed to turn into chimpanzees?
No, because even chimpanzees don't rape dolphins.
I don't understand your analogy.
Dolphins are known for raping other dolphins, male or female. Like, they're fucked up.
Yeah, and sea otters are known for murdering baby seals with
Are
rape.
those the ones that rape baby seals to death?
Yeah, sea
okay.
otters. River otters, still cute.
Yeah.
I haven't looked up if they rape things yet, but sea otters, they rape a lot, and it's...
Yes. So I've heard.
So, yeah, great irony in men deciding that they have to be logical and rational and making fun of women for being irrational, and then turning into absolute... What's the term I'm looking for? I want to say basket case, but that's not quite it. They just completely lose all sense of reason and decency the second estrogen is around, because reasons. There's literally no reason behind it. This behavior is unnecessary.
It is.
So,
It is unnecessary.
guys, if you're in a group and there's a girl around you, it's fine. It's totally cool. She's a human being, just like you.
They're half the human population. You're going to come across them at some point in time.
No way. What?
Way. Dude, fucking way.
Holy shit. I learned a lot.
Fucking
So let's close out this one story before we move on, because there's a little bit of an update on the Harvey Weinstein story that I kind of wanted to go into.
Isn't there always?
I know. So she contacted the commissioner of the CSC, who met with her in August, and agreed that what she went through was a form of hazing. And then he sent a letter of apology expressing, quote, sincere regret for the experience and negative impacts, end quote, that she endured, and saying that based on her experience, they will be improving the program.
Right.
Okay, cool. It's important to learn from the past, but their disciplinary action was taking a sensitivity course. That was it. And she points out a fantastic point here. She goes, "We get disciplined for wearing the wrong color socks, but you're not disciplining people who sexually harass others, who haze others, who discriminate. That's wrong."
That's wrong.
And
That's totally fucking wrong.
And essentially, the offer that was made to her, she's described as a gag order, because they want her to sign a memorandum of agreement that would see her become a parole officer in her community, which, great. Except for one little thing. She would have to agree to not file a grievance or to take legal action over what happened to her. And if all the terms
So we're
are
silencing
kept
the victims
confidential.
now. That's great.
Exactly. And she said, I think they're trying to silence me, but no, they're actually trying to silence her. And this is almost a perfect segue into the Weinstein thing, because we see this happening all too often, where they will try to, put forth these allegations, and then because the people that they're trying to, shed light on the fact that they're total fuckwads, have enough money to basically sit there and say, okay, but here's my legal team. They'll make your life difficult. You'll go bankrupt before I even have to blink.
Yeah.
You only have something to lose. So we see a whole lot of that happening as well. I guess the CSC has declined to interview with the particular news story, the news outlet that we're looking for. Although I guess they did say that they're trying to protect the interests of all parties. No, they're not, because there's one party who is being told essentially that she should be silent about what happened to her.
And be grateful for this fucking job we're giving you, but you gotta keep your mouth shut.
And this is another issue that I have, is these confidentiality agreements, because as far as I know, you can't actually enter into a contract if one of the terms is technically illegal in the place where that contract is signed. So for me, these kind of agreements are in a way illegal, at least I think they are. If you understand Canadian law better than I do, please inform the fuck out of me.
Yeah, I don't know Canadian laws, so I'm fucking blind here. I'm lost here.
Yeah.
I don't know Canadian laws, so sorry.
Right. So shifting speed sort of here. like the Harvey Weinsteins of the world, they also have these great big budgets for legal teams so they can continue to prey upon unsuspecting, unknowing victims who basically have no ability to fight back. But we're going to start out talking about somebody before Weinstein, because this is a very interesting story that I found. This is another name that I'm going to butcher. Juliana Margulies. Jen corrected me. Yay, Jen.
Yes. Juliana Margulies. I usually do.
So the next article that I found here is talking about an experience she had with the man who takes himself far too fucking serious, Steven Seagal.
That fucking ponytail, dude. Can't do it.
I'm sorry, this man really needs to understand that all he amounts to is an actor in bad action movies that you really only watch when you are so hungover, it takes you 3 days to clean.
Or you're like in bed and you were watching something else and you're just like dozing off and you're just too lazy to change the channel.
Also, yes.
Yes.
Alright, so Margulies, you said?
Margulies.
Fuck me, maybe I am tired, I don't know. Margulies recounted an experience she had with Seagal when there was a late night female casting director who insisted that he wanted to go over a scene with her. And she said she lived in Brooklyn, that she wouldn't do that, she didn't travel, she also didn't have money for a cab, and the casting director told her that she would be reimbursed for it.
Right, she would be reimbursed, right.
Right. So she gets to the hotel, and the casting director wasn't there, but Seagal was there, was alone, and he made a point of Margulies seeing that apparently he had a gun. So she
And we have any more signs pointing to micro dick, ladies and gentlemen? Any more?
Or, yeah, basically...
Any more runway lights directed to that? I don't know.
At this point, it's kind of like an airline director, he's got the batons.
Yeah.
Basically, she felt she had been set up by this casting director and learned from experience that that she should never go into private meetings alone.
Right.
So she recounted this horrifying experience with Seagal, and I mean, I'm sorry, the man had a goddamn gun, and I don't know how big and tall he is, but I know he spent a lot of time doing martial arts, so...
Right. This is somebody that you have every right to be afraid of.
Even if he's isn't carrying a weapon, he's somebody you should probably be concerned about.
He's somebody probably can be concerned about crossing.
So Margulies goes on to talk about Weinstein, who attempted to lure her into his suite through another female staff member. This was an assistant in this case,
right.
And the woman was driving Margulies, and the woman is like, "I'm not going up there alone. Like, you're..."
Margulies said she's not going up there by herself.
And apparently the assistant started to sweat, got really uncomfortable, and said, "No, I'm just going to drop you off. It'll be fine." Yeah. So Margulies said, "No, then I'm going home," which means the assistant had to escort Margulies up there, at which point Weinstein opens up the room in a bathrobe with candles lit and dinner for two. And staring daggers at the assistant who was just supposed to drop off his prey for the evening.
Yes. Don't taint my prey with your scent.
I mean, I think this is a great opportunity for a larger conversation, but we are running a little short on time, so we'll have to save it for next time. Is about, the fact that these women are...
Like I said this last episode. This is a widespread problem. I mean, now we're looking at fucking Kevin Spacey, who not only preys on people, he preys on children, little boys.
Oh my god, and I saw a fantastic joke about Spacey and how he invented something that had literally never happened before, and that was a bad time to come out.
Yeah.
Talk...
And he's now, Netflix is, fucking burnt every fucking bridge to the ground and ran away.
No, they did.
Which is how these people should be treated.
He burnt the bridge. They just didn't bother trying to rebuild it.
But this is how every one of them should be treated. And it's one of those, it's been happening for so long, but then when somebody finally does speak up, it makes other people feel safer to speak up.
Absolutely. And I think we've said this before on how okay we are if somebody else has to speak up before the rest have to speak up, because sometimes you feel like you're alone, and that's very much what these predators want.
And especially when you're dealing with people as powerful and as wealthy with this many connections. And, you know, you have this dream and it's happening. And you almost feel, you start to victimize yourself and you feel like, well, this is just a price I have to pay.
Right.
Everybody does this. This is just how you get by. But this is the dream that I wanted. And I knew on some level that I'd have to do this someday.
Absolutely. Briefly on the subject of like these confidentiality agreements, is, you know, I'm sure in contracts of these assistants and casting directors, part of what goes on, or part of what's in there, is basically they're told that they're not allowed to let out any of this information.
No, yeah. What usually happens is you sign a non-disclosure agreement and your cell phone is confiscated upon entering the room.
Whoa.
And if you discuss anything that happened there, you get sued.
Interesting. It's almost like the wrong people are being punished for something here.
Yes. Oh, this is such a brand new thing. I do not know how we'd even deal with this. This is totally brand new.
So sorry to have to rush a closeout here, but it's getting late, and
Jen is falling asleep sitting here, so.
I got somebody I gotta let go to bed, so.
Yeah, because I'm old.
I was meaning she's sitting like 10 feet away from me.
Oh, hey! Hi!
She can't see, my computer's in a corner, she's on the couch, but anyways.
Yeah.
So I think next time we're going to put a pin in this, and then next time we're going to pick up, we're going to start talking about kind of
Yes,
these...
which either may be a little delayed, or maybe a totally different Jen. We don't know. Stay tuned.
Same bat time, same bat channel. No. We'll talk...
And now on YouTube.
Yes. I will include in the show notes the link to our new YouTube channel, which is great and shiny and has a bunch of episodes, and a shitty comment by somebody who wants Richard Spencer to run for president in 2024. Oh, yeah, it's great. Oh, yeah. Fantastic. Right. So next time we're going to have to talk a little bit more about the women who are put into the position to basically act as a buffer for these big assholes such as Weinstein. Maybe we'll dive a little deeper. Yeah, fuck that guy. Anyways.
Into, you know, victimizing other women.
Absolutely. But for now, we want you to have a great night. Thank you for joining us.
Goody night, goody day.
And go check out our...
Watch us on YouTube.
Go check out our fucking YouTube channel. Seriously, it's awesome.
Yeah, because Jen worked really fucking hard to get all that shit together, so fucking go watch it.
Listen.
Assholes.
This YouTube channel is absolutely the best channel. It's got the best content. It's got all the words. All the best words.
You've gotten so much better. You've gotten so much better with your impression. Wow. I'm impressed.
Shut up. You're going to go to jail, okay? This is how this is going to go.
Over the wall with you.
A woman will never tell me what to do. That's just how this works, okay? Shut up.
Okay.
Okay. So go. Check it out. Not Another Atheist Podcast. Check it out on YouTube. It's going to be great. It's going to be huge.
Huge.
Oh, okay. Wow. That dropped me a few brain cells. Thank you for joining us, everybody. Good night.
Good night.
The Not Another Atheist Podcast experience is run by Jen and Keith. If you wish to contact the hosts, please write to nehehp@gmail.com. They can be found at facebook.com/Not Another Atheist Podcast, or search Not Another Atheist Podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play to subscribe and leave reviews. Today's broadcast has been brought to you by the great tasting Charleston Chew. Aroo! So I found out today, apparently there's this website where you can print off a sheet, and it's actually a properly scaled sheet on just a regular 8.5 by 11 inch sheet of paper. And what it is it makes it so you can properly measure the size of your dick. So we're talking like length and girth.
Right.
And it gives you specific measurements, like it gives you numbers for girth, and then for length it just gives you random letters. Like literally it looks like an eye chart, goes EBSMONDZUG.
Oh my god.
Yeah, which is really neat. And then you send in your measurements and you can order customized stories buds.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
This is one hell of a thing. I found this out totally by, I was searching through Snapchat's news stories, but... Jen, why are you deep-throating the mic?
because that's all I'll get to do for 8 weeks.
I don't hear you complaining, though.
I'm practicing. No, like, I can't have sex for 8 weeks after the surgery. I'm practicing.
I know. Well, now that people are going to have a good idea of what your surgery is, so there's that.
Yeah, I'm getting the lady bits ripped out of me.
Don't sound so proud. Oh, Christ. Okay.
I'm picking up my panties and I'm going home. Okay.